All right, let me start my closed caption thing before the closed captioner reminder yells at me. And rightfully so. It should be yelling at me. What's it interpreting right now? Breakfast.
Breakfast?
Yes. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready, hon?
Yeah, I'm ready to stream breakfast.
We're not streaming breakfast. This is dinner.
Oh,
All right. Are you ready?
yeah,
All right. You want to give it a countdown?
yeah. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There he is. Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, friends.
I am on the counter.
AJ, hello. So Fluff, welcome. But breakfast makes good dinner. You're right.
Adrian?
It does.
Adrian?
No, no. This is a different AJ.
Oh, okay.
So Fluff says hello.
Hello.
Um, yes. So no breakfast for dinner tonight. AJ says hello. See, this is Agent Jacqueline.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. Well, we are.
There.
He's going downstairs, he says. Okay. He's gone. No, it's actually okay. You're actually going downstairs? Got it. Oh my golly. Oh my. Good afternoon. Good day. How's it going? How's it going? I I'm tired. I'm tired today. Less I'm not used to staying up that late as I did last night. I ended up finishing up at like 3. I finished cleaning up. So, Fluff, you were, I believe, the first person to chat in stream yesterday. And when we raided over to DJ Dominator, I saw you in the chat. Like thanks. Thank you. Just broadly. Thank you. Recovering from the Apple extravaganza, I am. Let me turn the music down. I'm sure it's louder. Fell asleep. Perfect. Nobody, who's gonna know? Nobody's gonna know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I raided in there and then spent the next hour and a half cleaning up and just like listening to music. It was great. It was great. Um yeah, so today is a tired day. I'm just getting started here. Uh Cal, can you turn it down just a little bit? Thank you. Um saw the amazing finished goodies. Good. I posted them. I also posted a picture like everywhere today. I had a few minutes this morning. I woke up, took Calvin to school, and came home and finished the apple butter. So it didn't really end until this morning. Anyway, we still need to eat dinner. Oh, thanks, AJ. I appreciate that. Uh, the light at my in my kitchen window is nice. That's my like photo window. And midday. Midday. Um, Okay. Today I'm just keeping it aggressively simple for dinner and doing a pretty standard grain bowl. Let me actually check. I got farro and I was thinking I have to cook some farro, but I might have farro left. I do not have farro. Okay. So I definitely want farro, so I'm gonna I'm gonna cook that. So grain bowl is just going to be a bunch of different vegetables from the fridge. I'm thinking of putting some of the apple butter in there, maybe yogurt, um, some of the leftover fennel from earlier this week, maybe some of the broccoli from earlier this week, but that was lemony. So I don't know if whatever. I don't know if that's going to fly with all those flavors, but we'll figure it out. But let's get the farro one first. Um, Farro, I love. I'm gonna cook a whole bunch of it because it goes well. Or I can freeze it afterward. It keeps well in the freezer, and I'll be able to use that later. I just went and looked. I usually have like a bunch of it in there, but I think I just used the rest of it. I have a bunch of rice in the freezer right now, but I don't really want to use that because I'm not. It's like it's mixed rice because it's like takeout rice. The last little bits of rice from different meals. And I'm not really in the mood for that. I kind of want something. I want something specific. Like I want farro. I want it to be a little toothsome, toothsome. But farro you kind of cook just like you would pasta, except you leave it in there for 20 minutes instead of like 10. Um, so pretty simple. Um, let me see what else is in there to get out because I think I need mystery rice. Yeah, it's a. I'll show you. It's just a bag of like. There's like wild rice, wild grain in here. There's basmati rice. There's like delivery. I just don't want this today. I'm not in the mood. Next time I have like something with a sauce that goes over a grain, that's when I'll pull this out. This comes out on the days that I take chicken thighs and roast them and mix that with like a jar of tikka masala sauce. That's what this rice is for. Um, I want to replenish the farro stock today. So, it is a handy thing to have. Like this whole bottom shelf in the freezer is like pesto, corn, rice, pasta, like rice burgers. It's just like stuff like that I can kind of just pull out and use whenever. Um, but yeah, that's like anytime we get delivery and it comes with rice, like I don't eat the rice. Um, and we usually end up having leftover. And so I just like toss it in that bag. It all just kind of gets piled in and frozen. The farro, when I'm finished with it, I'm going to put it on a sheet pan and freeze it, and then it'll be in its own little bag. So, um, farro is my favorite grain. So I'm inclined to, I'm always inclined to make a bunch of it. So I'm trying to think today of this grain bowl and all the stuff that I could put in here. Um, because I really want to wedge in, I want to wedge in some of this apple butter that I have. Like I want to use some of it for something. So I'm thinking we're just going to do like fall sorts of stuff. Um, Usually with the grain bowl, it's like everything in the fridge, just like whatever's left. It's sort of like a big salad, only hot. Big salad on the menu tomorrow. So I'm going to save also some of these carrots. Can we talk about how cute these little carrots are? Look at this thing. It's fantastic. Um, so I'm going to save these carrots. No, there we go. These I'll save for a salad. Um, but I'm thinking like um, in a grain bowl, I would normally toss in like some peppers, um, but yeah, some peppers, like onion, a couple kinds of onion. I don't really want to do that today. I'm sort of like, let me get the stuff that I think will go well with apples, which are beets, carrots, and mushrooms, and then uh, a green bean that snuck its way out, and arugula. So mushrooms, beets, carrots, arugula, the fennel, a little bit of red onion, and then herbs. So I'm going to try to keep it really simple. put some apple butter on the bottom of the bowl, like line the bowl, put the farro on top of it, and then put like another dollop on top. So like once you get to the bottom, you've got like all the remnants in that like little bit of apple butter that was saved for the end. Um, so fluff. That's so like familiar that experience. I love beets, but I don't think I had a beet until I was like in college or maybe after, like maybe after college was the first time I had a beet. Same thing with asparagus, actually. I remember my dad eating asparagus when I was a kid out of a can. He had like canned asparagus every once in a while. Not not super often, but why is my music player is like being weird here? I'm gonna pause on that music for a second and restart the music player because I can't change the volume on it, and it is extremely loud in this kitchen right now. The music was. So, um, let's just restart. Oh my gosh, now it's not even giving me the right view. Silly. What station was I on? Oh, main character. Isn't that a good one? Um, okay, that should work. Nope, still can't turn it down. Where? There's the volume control. All right. Sorry, technical difficulty. Awesome. Ooh, okay. Yes, you got like early on exposure. That's nice. That's really that was kind of my how I was trying to make it with Calvin when he was a kid. Like stuff like more challenging flavors introduced when like flavor is still a fun thing to experience. Um, I remember, yeah, I remember like certain vegetables I didn't have, I just like don't recall. Liz, good afternoon or afternoon. Yes, good afternoon. Hello. Um, certain vegetables like from my own childhood, I just don't recall ever eating. Like I'm sort of sort of certain Crux Gaming. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Um, I'm sort of certain that I never had a Brussels sprout or a beet or asparagus or an artichoke until after school, like after I was out of college. The dog's wandering around over here, bumping the camera, which is fun. Crux Gaming, good vibes to you too, friend. Thank you for the chat. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, refuses to try anything between eight. Yeah, it's I don't pretend to be anything but lucky with Calvin. He's definitely a good eater. I'm digging your alt plaid today. Oh, thank you. This is my I'm tired and woke up tired and wanted to be cozy today. Riffraff, welcome in. Thank you for saying hi and thank you for the follow. I saw you followed me a couple days ago. And thank you for the bits. Very much appreciated. The kitchen, hopefully the kitchen can love you back. Um, yeah, Liz, this was just like cozy town today. I needed to be needed to feel cozy today. I was tired. Like this morning I was like my body woke up naturally, but I've been going to bed at like 11 for the past week and a half, and going to bed at 3:30 last night was like my body was like, what are you doing to me? Stop it, you jerk. Pause. I need to get these beets in. Should I whole roast these or should I peel and dice them first. I'm thinking I might just roast these whole. It seems reasonable. John, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Um, I think I might just roast these. I don't know. Let me finish cutting them up and I'll think about it. I'll think about it at that point. It was a long day so far today. We are coming in nicely to the end though. Chill end to a Thursday, I think. Hopefully. Hopefully it's a chill end Thursday. Um, the one thing that I didn't do yesterday that I'm hoping to get done tonight before I go to bed is to watch Survivor because I missed it last night because I was doing Apple things. But uh yes, I still watch Survivor. I am now of the age where Calvin can say things in school like, "Oh, Survivor? I think my parents watch that." So, that's fun. Also fun the other day was realizing that Calvin's teacher was born when I was in high school. That was a good one. I'm gonna chop these up and roast them in little squares because I want them to have it would be nice if they had like some color and crispy edges to them. So I'm gonna do it that way. I've decided. I've decided. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. Probably nothing today. Um, it's a little much for a grain bowl, but they'll keep for a little while longer. So I think that that's gonna be I think that that's gonna be like mixed in with a pasta over the weekend. Something like this mixed with some pasta and like goat cheese because I have a little extra goat cheese in there. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing with those. And so fluff, it does make me feel old. It made me feel real old because he was like, he came home, we were talking, and he's like, oh, my teacher's 22, and I was like, huh? Like I knew she had graduated college literally last year, like this past spring. Um, but I don't know. I guess I just didn't compute. It like didn't compute with her age. Anyway, age doesn't mean a whole lot. She's great. I'm very happy. The reports from school this year have been good. His reports about class. So, so yeah. What is this? This music is okay. This music's a bit aggressive for me right now. I need I need chiller vibes than this. I'm sorry. Main character music has got to go. I'm like feeling assaulted. Oh, what kind of music should we listen to? Um, I think that a good just like maybe jazz. Let's let's see let's see if the jazz station is less aggressive. There we go. Okay. Hopefully there's no industrial jazz in here. Is that even a thing? That can't be a thing. Um, yeah, getting realizing your kid's teacher is 22 is a real eye opener. Because in my head, I'm not quite yet 22. I'm like 21 and a half. But But I don't get carded when I buy things anymore. So that kind of tells me all I need to know. Okay. Farrow water's almost boiling. So I'm hoping this beet will also roast a little faster when it's been excuse me, when it's been peeled and cut. These are nice looking beets though. I'm really happy. Um I was tossing it up between the golden beets and the red beets this week, and I'm happy to have gone with the golden beets at this point. Which is I think that they'll pair better with apples. Shayna, it is when I get carded now, it's either because they card everyone or like I don't know, or I don't know why. But when it happens now, I'm always like, oh, that's cool. That's fun. Sure, 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 young person. You would like to see my identification? Absolutely. Yeah. Let me find it in here right next to my bus pass and AAA card. Like, so, so if that is that, but see, like, that is the argument right there for like taking as many photos of yourself as you can just all the time, right? Like I I would argue that yeah, like of course you look a little different, but like I think I have an idea of how I look now, but I feel like I would be when I look back on like selfies that I took from like 4 or 5 years ago, I'm like, wow, I look a lot younger. So I keep taking them because I like being able to look back and I don't know. I think that kind of thing, like taking pictures of yourself and like kind of looking back at it, it puts a lot into perspective sometimes, I think. When someone else takes pictures, you need to get yourself some a good cameraman, a camera person. Cameraman is an outdated term. Camera operator, photographer, photographer. That's the one. Small knife time today. I just it's funny. I got a tripod um a while ago, and I use that for I use that for pictures of Calvin and I. Like I take it camping with us and take pictures of like the two of us with it. Because that's one of the things. Like I don't have a lot of like the only pictures I have of Calvin and I are ones that I've like very intentionally taken myself. I feel like that's the case for a lot of folks with kids. I spend all the time with him, and yet I just don't have a lot of those photos. For he Calvin's 7, and he is so Fluff, he is just starting to get um good about framing. It's a disaster when they're 4. There's just like it's mainly just amusing at that point. It's definitely not practical to have them do anything. Um, and yeah, the selfie thing is like it's nice to have pictures of like that you take with selfies, but I have two things. I have tripod and remote shutter, like a Bluetooth shutter that I got for content, and it was easy to just like pack up with all the camping stuff. So now when we're camping, when it's like nice, it's like 4:30 in the afternoon, I will make him take like 5 minutes and like get in the sun and like take a nice photo with me that I take myself. It's hard. It's hard to get pictures of yourself with your kids. I mean, none of my parent friends are like, "Hey, get together with your son." Like nobody does that. I don't do that for other people. Although every once in a while, if I see like a parent friend of mine like interacting with their kid in a really nice way, I will take a picture of it and like text it to them because it's something that I keep in it's in mind, you know, not in like a creepy way. It's like, hey, I you are actually my friend. Let me click like, hey guys, get together. Like, let me take a photo. All right, let's get this Pharaoh in. That is speaking of friends, texting me now. I need to get some salt in this pot first. Let me not forget that. Because just like pasta, you can salt the farro, and it tastes amazing when you do. So I'm gonna put the farro in and set a timer for count count up timer. My timer's still counting from last night, so 17 hours and 5 minutes ago, I was like, I have to set this. Okay, timer's counting up. So the farro is, I'm not measuring it. I'm just going to put in like, I don't know, half of this bag. Yeah, a little more than half of that bag. And Daisy, excuse me, Daisy, would you all want to? Can you see Daisy's reflection right here in the fridge? How she's just looking and staring at me. She's right here. Daisy, would you like to say hi and receive a carrot treat? Daisy's here and making requests. So let's. Oh yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Hold on. Come here. We're gonna give you a carrot treat. Oh, listen to her. She's making all sorts of noise over here. Okay, Daisy. Do you want to say hi? Where's Daisy? There's Daisy. Hello, Daisy. Hi. Hey, come here. Can you sit? Good girl. Gentle. Good girl. You want to do a trick? Can you sit pretty? Sit pretty. Sit pretty. No, pretty. There you go. Good girl, Gentle. Okay, and one more. One more just because. Gentle. There you go. Good girl. Hey, all done. All done. Okay. Let's sniff. Let me wash the dog lips off my hands. What else you finding down there? Nothing? All right. She's decided she's done. Oh, all right. Daisy, where are you? Are you coming back around? No, get out of there. She's in the compost bin. Get out. Okay. Are you coming back around? No? You're off. She's done. She's done. She just got her carrot. Now she's like, refuses. That's okay. You don't have to perform. It's all good. Let's turn this Pharaoh down just a touch here. All right. Excellent. Okay. Beets, carrots, these need to go in the oven. So do these. So let's get that done. And I'm not going to do much with these. I'm going to season them. She's literally gone. She like wanted nothing to do with it anymore. She heard me say the magic words, came walking over, got what she wanted, and now she's just over there staring at me. Like, what else? What else? She'll be fully disinvested in this endeavor once the carrots go into the oven. So I think the carrots and the beets are probably like about the same amount of time. Um, I'm not really. This is not an exact like. There's not obviously. There's no recipe here. I'm not like doing anything specific. So what did I miss? Good afternoon, good evening, good day, good day. What did you miss? I cut up some carrots and beets. Uh, I talked a bunch about how tired I was, and yeah, now you're caught up. uh, I put a I put fun fact, fun thing. Uh, whatever, notable thing based on that question. I put a channel point reward there for catch me up to for the purpose of like if someone wanted to know like cooking wise what was happening. Um, what are we making? Yes, that's probably an important factor. A grain bowl. So I'm gonna do some farro and then a melange of roasted vegetables, golden beets, carrots, shiitake mushrooms. I'm going to put some arugula in there. And what else did I say? A little bit of the apple butter that I made last night. I'm going to put that in the bottom of the bowl. I'm also going to toss in some red onion that's left over, the fennel that's left over from earlier this week. This is the fennel that I was making the fennel salad, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to roast this. Like, I'll use this later. Now it's later. Here we are. Um, and so all of that is going to go in over top of some farro. Farro. Um, yeah, and probably some other stuff. Maybe like a yogurt thing. There's herbs in there. This is just sort of like what I'm going to do is put these beets and the carrots in the oven, and then we'll figure out what like herbs and dressing goes on here. And by then, the beets and carrots will be done. And that's what's up. And that's what's up today. Man, I gotta take my phone out of my pocket because uh the like group school like parent group chat is exploding at the moment and it's very distracting to have in my pocket. Fun things. What grains? Farro. So I'm boiling that in the pot that is right here, and then gonna put that in a cast iron pan and like toast it a little bit so it's um crispy. I was thinking of using rice, but um I decided against using the leftover rice that I had because it was like a variety of rice. And I wanted just like one grain supporting this dish. So no rice, just uh just farro. I'll show you. Not the hot stuff. I'll show you the bag. It is hard grain. It's about the size of rice. But it is has a little bit more bite to it. Um, let's say it's toothsome, if you will. And you cook it just like you'd cook pasta, except except you cook it like twice as long because it's a grain and not a processed piece of pasta. So the beets and the carrots, I am just going to pop in at the same time, and some of them are going on the floor. Um, and then those will roast probably in like 20 to 30 minutes with the size that they are. It is, uh, yeah, farro, I believe is like an ancient grain. So, and the floor is hungry too. Get off my yarn. The floor is hungry too. Yes, it is. Trinderella, hello. Good evening. Good day. Good day to you. Good day to you. And a good day to you. Okay. We're going to spread all these out. So this is just like Grain Bowl 101. Put a bunch of vegetables on a tray, roast them. And Dana, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I had the thought that I was like, maybe this is overdoing it in terms of like my own energy, but like I don't know. This dinner time period, like streaming at this time of day feels like a feels like an arc, like there's a clear arc to it. And it'll be I was just like, oh, my energy's there for that today. I can do that today. But yeah, it wasn't 40 hours, but it was 7 p.m., 7 to 1:30, 6.5 hours. Not quite the longest stream I've had, but uh might be like the third longest. Um, Let me also set a timer for those. So the Pharaoh's been in there for 10 minutes. I'm just going to start another like count up timer. Speaking of Pharaoh, get off my yarn. Let me show you this this grain. An ancient grain with a nutty flavor, it says. So you already streamed today. I did. Technically, I did. Yes. Um, ordered hobby to shop for apples. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, no, that's not it. This is the one we want. Okay. So this is the Pharaoh. It is from Wegmans. If you're not familiar with Wegmans, it is a grocery store on the East Coast. Um, one of them. And these look like this. They are kind of like wheat. They're rice size, but they're hard. Like they're very solid. They cook off in water in about 20 minutes. And they are my favorite. Vincent, thank you for the follow. Vincent Prowler, thank you for the follow. Liz, you do wish you had Wegmans there. I know what it's like to wish for Wegmans. Because at one point I lived in New England. At one point I lived in Rhode Island and was missing it dearly. I remember um I remember going into Wegmans for the first time and just being like, I'm home. I've arrived. Nizumi, thank you for saying hi. Um, do I have advice on that? I'm not trolling. I don't pick at them. I don't know if that is a thing. I don't pick at these. Um, and yeah, they're really grown out right now. So like this, you can see exactly how much length has happened there by how much nail is below. Um, I don't know. I file them. These are the gel nails, so they're like pretty bulletproof. And I don't know. I don't do anything. Let's start with the fact that like I don't do much manual labor. Um, and working with my hands the extent that I work with my hands is like kitchen related. So there's not a lot of like scraping. I don't use them either. I don't like use my nails to like pull stuff or pick stuff up, pry things. I don't know. I don't have any real like practical advice for you, like keratin treatments or anything. I'm sorry. Um, the get off my yarn. Yeah. Um, they're from New York. I think they're from Rochester. So they're definitely everywhere up there. And Liz, I feel you. I know a lot of people like that, and we have Trader Joe's here in Philly, but I don't Mariposa, welcome and thank you for the follow. Um I don't I don't go to Trader Joe's too often. I don't go I don't go to the grocery store too often. So we can start with that. I order from Wegmans. Um like I'll order like Instacart from Wegmans when I'm ordering like bulk stuff. Like I order all of my like paper towels, toilet paper, bulk rice, bulk grains, bulk pasta, that kind of thing. Um, Shayna, that is exactly right. They're not tools. Um, I do, I do every once in a while find myself trying to be like, oh, meh," and then I'm like, oh shit, I can't. Like, don't do that. Uh, but Liz, we do have Trader Joe's. I feel like Trader Joe's shopping is very meal focused. So you go and you're like, I'm getting these elements to make a meal, or I'm getting like things that are like heat and serve. Um and Trader Joe's like Wegmans I think has all of that, but Wegmans is just like a bigger store, like just a much broader selection. When I had recently, I had a friend come into town, the one that I was talking about from Toronto, and he and his partner were here. Hello. He and his partner were here, and another friend had come in from California, and none of them have Trader Joe's accessible to them. And they were like, we went of the touristy things we did in Philly, going to Trader Joe's was one of them. Meal focused and seasonal things. Yeah, that's where you get like the fun, like you get fun food at Trader Joe's. Like you can go there and shop and be like, oh, that's cool. That's a neat thing. I'll get that. Whereas Wegmans, you're like, I'm gonna go and get 40 paper towels and you know and a bucket of cheese. Okay, these farrows need another couple minutes here. Gwen's home. Hello, Gwen. Um, and Nizumi, you're welcome. You're welcome for answering. Sorry, I didn't. I'm looking back up and seeing your chat. Yarn that thumbnails to open boxes. Yeah, this we have the box cutter knife. This is the knife that lives in the the knife block, but is not a knife meant for food. This is just a really ancient knife that I use for like anytime I need something with like tape, envelopes. This is just like the utility knife in the kitchen. But it has a special place in the knife block. I have better knives than that one that don't get to live in the block because they don't get used as often. Shannon, no worries. Be safe. Be safe heading home. Appreciate you hanging out and saying hi. I'm gonna throw these mushrooms in as well. So the farrow's been in there for 17 minutes now. Um, so when the farrow hits like 20 minutes, I will not farrow. Um, farrow's been in there for almost 20 minutes. The beets and carrots have been in there for 8 minutes. When those hit 10, roughly, I'll put the mushrooms in. Okay. Um, mushrooms, beets, carrots, farro. Okay, let's check on the ingredients that we have in here. First, though, I'm going to do two things. One is I know I want some fennel fronds. So earlier this week, when I was processing all of my farmers market stuff, I put that fennel that I got came with the stalks and the fronds, so I took the fronds off. So I'm going to take a couple of these and make uh, just use these along with the dill. The rest I'm just like keeping rolled up. I have these rolled up they're sitting on paper towels and they're also rolled in a towel. So these have been in here since Saturday and they're soft, but they're definitely useful. They're not rotting yet. So what I will probably end up doing, because it's Thursday, if these make it to Saturday, these will make it. Let me rephrase that. These will make it to Saturday. And knowing that, I'm going to grab some extra basil at the market and make these into pesto along with the rest of the herbs that I have because I didn't use all my herbs this week. So typical, typical making pesto out of the greens. And I went in there because I wanted to put my beet leaves also into a towel. Some of these look not great. I'm always unsure if I'm supposed to leave, like if I'm going to save the greens from these. Excuse me. Uh, um, and this is true of all of anything like that you get with the tops on. So carrots, I get with the tops on. Carrots, beets, fennel. I'm never sure if you're supposed to take that off, like cut the tops off before you store it, or if it's better to keep the tops on and store it um, with the tops on. I'm always a little uncertain. I opt to take the tops off and save them in this format because they last a lot longer, or they last pretty long doing this. So I don't know. I've not ever experimented with that in the way that I've experimented with storing herbs. So I'm always just a little curious about it. Um, okay. So also in here, I wanted to check my provisions of stuff. So the two things that I had left over from earlier this week, I had this fennel. So this was just real straight up roasted fennel. This an apple in here too. Smells great still. And then a little bit of this leftover red onion. I forget what this is from. It's from something earlier this week. So we're going to use these two. This I'll heat up. Um, excuse me. So Farrow's at 20 minutes. Let's give this another check. The beets and carrots are absolutely roasting away in there, so I need to get those mushrooms in. But let's check this fennel let's check this the farro first. Wow, words are escaping me right now. Okay, this is mm, good. It's really good, actually. Yeah, it was like the right amount of salt in there. Okay, so we're gonna let that just steep in the water for a second, because I want to get the mushrooms on the tray. Before dealing with the water from the farrow. Yeah, sure. Words are hard. Words are hard when you don't get the sleep that you're used to. Um, and then I had to use a lot of words today already for professional things, and that was a lot. Okay, so this song is familiar. Drinking all night, got into a fight, and I feel so broke up. I want to go home. Um, wow, jazz version of the Beach Boys. Here we are. Wreck of the sloop John B. My grandfather and me. Hammer, how's it going? Liz, I know, it really has. And I said this, I know I said this last night, and it doesn't bear repeating, but here we go. I thought all day yesterday was Thursday because I usually do big nighttime streams on Thursday night, and it was definitely not Thursday yesterday. I'm usually doing prep for a Friday trip, so you know that is going to be hot. Don't touch that. Um, Hammond, did I say hi? I did. Yes. Also, hi. Rat Banshee, hello. Welcome in. Thank you for the lurk. Enjoy your morning. Okay, those are in 20 minutes, 25 minutes in there. So at about 40, we'll check those. The beets were definitely not done. The carrots were starting to get there. I don't care if any of them overcook. They're all in the same tray and it's coming out at the same time. Um, the carrots are definitely going to overcook, but I don't care. Excellent. I'm glad that you feel inspired. I am assuming it either has fish or apples in it. I'm kidding. You mentioned it has apples in it. You mentioned apples as the base, as the other flavor that isn't ice cream. Where did I put? Oh, my sieve. Slipping through my fingers all the time. Okay. Let me drain this farrow and then um I'll be back. Drain this in the sink. And then this, I'm going to I'm going to keep some of it out, but most of it, I'm going to put on a sheet pan, or a lot of it, I'm going to put on a sheet pan for, for saving. So the, the way that I freeze this ends up, I just use a sheet pan with a piece of parchment paper and then pop that with a thin layer of farro and put it in the freezer and then give it a stir every couple of hours as I'm like, you know, spinning around the kitchen like a top. Um, and then that gets frozen into individual grains and is great. We can just reheat it in the pan like I'm going to do in a moment. Um, I don't know who was just covering with Sloop John B right there, but it definitely was not me first in the gimme. Are you sure it was me first in the gimmes that did a cover of the Sloop John B, or was it Catch 22? Curious. Ooh, haven't had one of these in a while. Okay. Okay, I see you. Um, we will get to that in just a moment. Let me get this processed. Um, and yeah, get that processed and into a pan because the farro in the I'm going to do the farro in the large cast iron pan. 100% me first. Okay, fair. I I've definitely heard it. It probably didn't help that I was listening to Catch 22 today. I was listening to Catch 22 today because I was listening to Five Iron Frenzy for the past 3 days because on Monday in Mrs. Ruby's stream, midday, she played a snippet of Five Iron Frenzy during a break. And I was like, it just was like into my ear. Can't get out. Um, they recorded a live album at a random kid's pot bar mitzvah. That's fun. Uh, did the child request this, or was it random? I'm assuming if they recorded the album, there was some level of communication ahead of time about this happening. One would imagine. It'd be pretty cool if there wasn't. Um, yeah, I fun fact, fun fact. During the time that we were picking out names for Calvin, I threw Calvin out there as a name. Coincidentally, there is a Calvin and Hobbes comic book on the counter over here for some reason. Weird. Not weird. Whatever. Um, but the one of the other names that I wanted was Sergio because of the Catch 22 song Dear Sergio, and I was pretty serious about it. Okay. Um, let's see. So this butter is melting. Let me get this sparrow onto tray real quick. Or no, let me portion out this sparrow. Um, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's about as much farro as all three of us are going to eat tonight. Maybe a little more. Um, Liz, thank you. I think so too. No, not quite. Gwen got worried just now. She thought it was ready and she wasn't going to have time to do other things, other activities. You need to go shoot some 12-year-olds in Fortnite. GG's. Um, so wait, hold on, Hammer. Me first, is that supergroup? Um, honestly didn't know what to do. Yeah, I believe that. I didn't know that Me First was a group that was a combo group like that. That's cool. Sofa, if your middle name is after a Kiss song, can I ask which one? That's really funny. That's great. Um, Beth, okay. I'm not familiar with Kiss, so I'm not familiar with the song. I was hoping it was something scandalous. An actual name. Got it. Okay. Liz, to go back to that, I definitely think his name suits him too. I think that any name would have suited him, but it definitely makes sense. So he's yeah, it's a good one. It's a unique one. Woo, almost. Okay. I'm gonna let this cool off on the counter actually before I stuff that into the freezer with all the other stuff. Can you bake with farro? I don't know. Um, I would assume that there's probably some level of farro flour. Oh yes, Fat Mike. Okay. I'm like I know Me First as a band, like I'm familiar with them as a band, but I don't think I ever like dug into any of their like uh history, obviously. I mean, I would say extremely familiar with No Effects. Yes, very familiar with No Effects. Uh I just put that wooden spatula in there and I'm gonna drop this. Whoa, okay. That was that was an unexpected signal. Should have been expected, but I was just I don't know, maybe not prepared. Okay. Okay, so Sparrow I'm gonna put on low, and that is a serving bonus. Okay, let's come back over here. Where are we? Here we are. Okay, let me show you. I'll show you some tattoos here. And I'm trying to get this in position where I can actually like do that. There we go. All right, so this is not a don't get any ideas, friends. We're just taking a flannel off. So tattoo tour. All of these, just to start, the whole everything on here is the same artist. It was all done over the course of like 8 months, 9 months. And this particular style is called stippling. So if you see how there's little dots there that are not connected, those are just like individual little dots. And over time, as these fade, and when tattoos fade, the ink expands in the skin, they'll sort of just fade and become like grayscale. So all the stuff on here represents things that are generally my family's favorite vegetables. So I kind of pulled the audience to my mom, Gwen's folks, Calvin, my dad. So stuff like sweet potatoes, sweet potatoes. I can't like, yeah, there we go. Sweet potatoes. That was Calvin's like first solid food. Um, Green onions on here, carrots, some parsley, garlic, garlic for sure. There's definitely lots and lots of garlic on here. Tomatoes. There's green onions. Tomatoes on the back. We got Brussels sprouts back here. The one that hurt the absolute most was this one up here, which is right in my armpit and hurt like crazy. Second most painful was right in here in the elbow ditch. Um, and in here, interestingly, this is where I have been giving blood for a while. So I had them leave this little spot and this little spot open where my veins are so that they could like see them. But then kind of moving down, we got some asparagus, green peas, onions on the front, more garlic. There's a beet. Speaking of beets on the back. There's a big ear of corn back here. Ear of corn's actually difficult to show. How do I do that? There we go. Yes, kind of an ear of corn happening. And then what else? Yeah, carrots, peas. My actual favorite part of this whole tattoo is this little arugula leaf on the outside right here. That was a freehand afterthought. So when we designed everything, we did all the line work at once, the whole thing, the whole arm all at once, just the outlines. And when she got to the end, it was all the individual little pieces. She made the patterns and kind of put them on, and then did the thing where they peel it off. And there was like a little gap here, so she freehanded that little piece of arugula, and that is my favorite one. That and this carrot back here, and that tomato. Those are my three favorite pieces. So that is that is the tattoos. Thanks, thanks, Hammer. Um, Appreciate that. Are we having a tattoo tour? We did, Kambara. We did. Um, yes, AJ, I was like, I knew that you were doing something else because you were here, and I was like, I know AJ would be participating in this. Hammer, meet Agent Jacqueline. Uh, Hammer being cooking class 4, and Agent Jacqueline is also a big ska fan, having discussed ska as recently as probably Tuesday this week. Okay, Pharaoh's good. Pharaoh's good. All right, I'm definitely digging this music past what we had on earlier. That was uh, ooh, there's a lot. Okay, so Pharaoh's been Farrow's been on. No, I don't need the I don't need the Farrow boiling timer anymore because the Farrow is now in something else. I want to check these roasty friends in here. These look to be uh mostly mostly getting there. Yeah, so these beets are going to need another like 5 minutes. They're definitely light gold on the top and dark gold on the bottom. Mushrooms are good. Carrots are finished. So we are going to just let the carrots cook even more. How's that? Okay, Farrow's good. Um, let me toss let me toss this fennel on there. Um, just wherever, just wherever. That fennel needs to heat up too. All right, this is a semi use it up meal. Semi use it up. DJ Harley, thank you for the resub. I really appreciate that. Um, Rainy Ned, hello. Enjoy your look. Favorite favorite punk bands. I can tell you that when I went into the store when I was a kid to buy a Newfound Glory cassette tape, and the guy at the store was like, you can buy this tape, but you should also buy this one. And it was Bad Religion's Suffer album. And I have been thankful for that human and that introduction since. Fun stuff. Um, pretty much everyone under Fat Wreck. Got it. Um, I was a big fan of Epitaph. Um, yeah, it was like, hey, this person was like, oh, look at this kid. Look at this kid with like no musical taste coming in here asking for a Newfound Glory album. I remember getting Green Day's Dookie album when it came out. That was fun. Speaking of like punk bands, they were a punk band for a while. Then they like broadened their broadened their musical scope. I remember liking a lot of bands. I was really into hardcore in high school and college, so not like a lot of punk bands per se. What did I listen to? Um, I used to listen to a lot of like Bane and Converge, and American Nightmare was a favorite. Meanwhile, I saw Converge like 3 months ago. The presidents of the USA. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, I uh just gonna get some herbs together here. So I need herbs, and then a sauce. Um, oh, nice. DJ Harley, you have to hit type exclamation point menu, and that will get you all of the things you need to know. The menu command is lightly updated today. It was I was like, I don't really know what I'm going to pull out of the fridge, so these are all the things I can think of. But I'm doing a grain bowl. Holistically, grain bowl is the menu. Um, specifically, what's in that grain bowl? Things: carrots, beets, fennel, arugula, farro, red onion. Yes. And yeah, Hammer, that was that. Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, Dookie came out in 1994. Four. There was a really good podcast by a Canadian music writer. Um, I'm trying to remember the name of it. New History of New Music is called the History of New Music podcast, and he did a really good episode about 1991 being like a seminal year in music history, and about how like Nirvana and Pearl Jam and one other, I forget the other, Nirvana and Pearl Jam and one other band came out with like their like breakthrough records um all within like the same calendar year, and really like set the tone. Soundgarden. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. How Pearl Jam, Nirvana, and Soundgarden all came out with their like seminal, like groundbreaking records all at the same time. I'm pretty sure it was Soundgarden. Um, but yeah, it, I'm pretty sure actually I think it was Soundgarden though. All of those bands, same era. Yeah. I remember the Alice in Chains record, the not Black Hole Sun. I remember the video for Black Hole Sun. Uh, I remember the Alice in Chains had a song where their like biggest song, the video was a guy and he had like zippers for eyes, and it like freaked me out. I remember watching it when I was a kid and being like, "Oh, horrible. What is happening?" Also the weird video for Black Hole Sun was fantastic. Do y'all still watch music videos? Like when you hear a good song, do you look up a music video, and do you go to YouTube and look up like the name of that song and see if there's a video for it anymore? I do. I'm asking that because I do often. Because I think it's fun. Sell Out by Dan Ozzie. Oh, um, I I think I have that in my I think I have that in I think I have that in my Audible library queued up. No, I don't. I have a book called Major Labels. Close. Sellout. Okay. Started started signing the major labels. Yeah, I mean, doesn't everybody do that? That's like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like when I was a kid, I remember hearing people like talking about selling out, like, oh, this band's sold out. And I even then I remember feeling like, um, who cares? Yeah, like they're trying to do this for a job. Noted. Like they want to make music full time and are getting financed to do that. Like, what do you want them to do? Be poor all their life? Then give them money. You do it then, you know? Zen the Penalpha, welcome in. I love that emote. That's a cool one. Welcome in. Yeah, listen, I am for anybody within the sound of my voice, I am available to sell out. I'm happy to do it. I won't compromise certain things. Flexible a lot. Betty, I agree. That is like, especially if you're a musician, right? Like what do you want to do? Like be playing VFW halls for your whole career? Like no, that's not particularly a career. I mean, maybe it is. It wouldn't be one I would imagine to be rewarding. Let me put a little mint in here. I'd sell if anyone would buy. Exactly. I'm trying. I'm trying to sell out. I want to sell out. Will someone let me sell out, please? Oh my gosh. I remember being in the basement of a buddy of mine's house when we were in high school, and he was in a band, and I was never in a band. I was like, I don't play any instruments. Um, but I remember like he was talking about like, oh, we're gonna play this show, and he was like concerned that they were playing a show at like somewhere that wasn't like a typical hardcore band place. It was like some tavern in Baltimore City, and um, and he was like, "Do you think people will think we're sellouts?" Like I remember this conversation now. I'm like, this is coming back to me. Like even though I was like, who cares? Like you're getting paid to do a show and it's not at the VFW? Awesome. Sounds great. Uh yes. So any sellout opportunities, y'all take them. I will never blame you or think I will never think less of you for that. Some may. Some may. John, exactly. Exactly. Uh if you're passionate about it and someone wants to pay you money and you don't feel compromised by taking that money and doing the thing that that money requires of you, then I would call that a sound career move as opposed to selling out. Like this is not, I think people who say other people are selling out are just jelly. They're just jelly. I think that's how the kids say jealous these days. I'm trying it out. I don't think it's working for me. I think I'm just going to stick with jealous. Yeah, that didn't feel good to say. It felt awkward and strange to say, and it felt like I was trying too hard. Oh my God. I can't wait to learn. Okay, so one of the things that I ask Calvin regularly is like, what slang are you guys using in school? Like, what words did the kids use? And he's like, I don't know. What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean what slang? And I was like, words that mean other things, like cool and awesome. And he's just like looking at me. And then I was like, I forget what it was. I don't even remember what he said. He said something the other day, and I was like, "Oh, there's one. There's one." But he won't spill. He won't tell me. He won't tell me all the slime his little friends are using. The local sizzler though, that's the hotness. That the sizzler is the hotness. Getting that bag. Yeah, gotta get that bag. That's right. I've heard that one. I've never used it though. I'm sure I'm not using that in the right context. Um, get that bag. Yeah, I'm aware that cringe is a thing because I feel like that is just my general style as well. Like, all right, I can't wait to be a cringe parent of like a middle schooler. Actually, I can wait. I'd rather wait, but I know it's going to happen, and I am already embracing it already. Kids these days are, oh my God, I definitely just said that out loud. The things that elementary schoolers say and do and the ways that they interact at this point, I'm like, they look like foreign, like like aliens. It does not resemble my elementary school experience. Spill the tea, yes. But the tea, I feel like the tea seeped into culture from like a different angle and not from like the youth, maybe. I don't know. Wasn't the tea on like Top Model? Was it Top Model or like Project Runway? Something like that. Um and yeah, Hammer, I definitely agree. Like music saw an explosion um in that decade. And I think it even I mean, that was like the 90s was the high watermark for the record industry in terms of like money too. So it makes sense that like there was money available for all of these different styles and types of music to get investment because there was money. Because like I don't know, it was like right at the beginning, just before the internet tipped into destroying slash making everything better for the for music. Um, Spill the tea is a gay thing. Okay. But yeah, see, exactly. Like I knew it came from somewhere that was like another there's different once it seeps into mainstream pop culture, it's come from somewhere, right? It's either come from like the gay community or the black community or like a pop culture from somewhere else. Like those are like the tastemakers. And then like us normies pick up on it. And like once I've heard about it, it's over. Like it's too big. It's already too big to be cool. So that's why I don't try. Um, I'm still saying like cool and dude. Um, the gossip. I love it. Ah, let's have a kiki. Yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. See, like I'm saying, I think that yeah, I know. Wait, was Kiki from RuPaul or was that from Sex and the City? Do we have our gay icons mixed up somewhere in here? I love hearing the slang that people are using. I'm generally not going to use it myself. First time is from RuPaul. Okay, I believe you. I have no reason not to believe you, Betty. So, oh, if I like it, I'm stealing that shit. Yeah, totally. That's a hundo. You don't like that one, I'm sure. That one was terrible. That one was cringe. Um, let's get these out of the oven. These are definitely done. I'm standing here talking, and there's a 100% chance these are finished. Okay, Faro is also good here, and okay, so I need to turn the oven off. I'm gonna take these roasty things and actually just put them back in, but leave the oven propped open. That way, the entire house can get warm and smell like nice roasted things. Um, yeah, Betty, like it either all of like the good pop culture stuff does not come from uh like the mainstream. It's all like yeah, like the gay factor in the gay community contributes like like a large proportion of that. But it bubbles up. It comes from people with tastes. And then people without taste co-opt it and make it into a bland vanilla whitewash. And then it's over. We're a creative bunch. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, yes. Um, okay. I'm gonna make some kind of sauce here. So I'm gonna do a little, it's science time. Um, I'm wondering if apple butter or apple sauce will go with yogurt because I'm thinking that I can use some yogurt and either mix it with apple butter or mix it with sauce or either mix it or at least if they don't taste good together, uh, at least like maybe they'll taste good next to each other. Like if, I'm either going to mix them or put them both in the bowl and hope that they taste good mixed, but I'm going to try to, just like get a little bit of this together first. So this is the apple butter from last night, the one that I started, but I finished this morning. So it's 8 a.m. I took this and added some vanilla to it and stirred it, and then simmered it for another 2 hours and mixed it up with the immersion blender. So I'm just going to try these two things together and see how this goes. Because yesterday I was saying that Maze, welcome back. Welcome in. Good to see you. Interesting. Okay. Well, I don't hate that. Actually, I really like that. This reminds me of um I was saying the other day how it's ricotta, not ricotta, cottage cheese was really good with apple butter. So I think what I'm gonna do, um I'm not gonna put any sauce on top of this. Maybe I'll put like a little bit. I'm stuck. Okay, here's where I'm stuck, and this is maize. It definitely is, and this is fresh today. So this is like I finished this up this morning. This is a whole quart of uh not quart pint. We were talking about Indian food the other day, and I was saying how I always order Indian food. This is the spot that I order from, and they have a bunch of locations. So um I'm only concerned about this being that mixing these together and like using it as a sauce on top, very honestly, because it looks ugly. Just doesn't look great. Yeah, it looks brown. I mean, okay, I mean, obviously, yeah, whatever. It, it doesn't look appetizing. So this, wow, I'm just a slob. Look at that. This shirt has seen so many spills. This shirt is so stained already, that I don't even care. But this is an unappetizing color, right? Like that kind of looks like peanut butter. It's not gonna focus. Yeah, it's pretty unappetizing looking. Um, but it's good. That's the thing. So it's good. It's evidently good because I keep eating it. I am just gonna mix this together and um spread some on the bottom, and then I'll just like drizzle a little bit on the top just for the effect. I don't care what it looks like. Eat it. Eat it and see if you like it. Okay, let's do I tried to do equal parts in that little tester, John. So let me formally do equal parts in a bowl here. Okay. Let's do 120, 150 grams of each. 152. Close enough. Maybe a tad of honey. Oh, maybe. The apple butter is so sweet though. I don't think I want any more sugar in here. If anything, it needs like a little bit of um either lemon. What did I say that was? 150, so it's going to be 300 total. Okay. Also, the yogurt is like the only protein in here. 152. Thanks, Liz. Uh, so what do I want? 304, 315. Close enough. Okay. Oh my God, there's so much yogurt. I just stuffed in my mouth. Oh, kind of gross. Much. I don't know why I just ate all that yogurt in one big spoonful like that. Oh, excuse me. All right, we're back. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix this up. Um, and I almost always put a yogurt sauce in the grain bowl, so this will be good. Um, it's usually a yogurt, lemon, olive oil, salt, pepper mix. So this will be nice. I was really wanting to use the apple butter. That's why I didn't put some of the other ingredients in that I didn't think would go with apples, like red pepper, bell pepper, I should say, and celery. Although now that I'm thinking back on it, I actually think just a little bit of celery in here would be nice. The crunchiness of it would be nice. So I'm going to cut up a piece of celery and then I think we're almost ready to eat here, which is wild because dinners this week have been taking a long time, except yesterday, which was mac and cheese. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Okay. So the apple butter can go away. I'm going to wash my hands here. Just, just lick my fingers. So immediate washing hands. Um, Liz, maybe a little heat. Yeah. Yes. You know, Liz, I thought that in my head and said it and didn't say it because I was like, well, no, maybe. What could we add for heat to that? Just like a touch. So wait, well, what's available? Aleppo pepper, sambal oelek is available, Cholula, um, red curry, red curry paste, um, just regular, no Tabasco. I do have Cholula, um, and maybe like a little bit of Aleppo pepper because it's not hot specifically. Um, it's not like spicy. It just has like a little residual heat to it. Um, Other hot things. Anything else hot in here? Checking. Um, no, I think I might just add wasabi would be great. Habanero would be great too. I think I'm just going to add a little bit of Aleppo in there and let that be a nice, just a nice like slight heat. Okay. I also got myself another beverage. This is the Groovy Canadian, is a Canadian brewery, bubbly rosé, non-alcoholic, alcohol free. Get groovy, it says. Cheers. Um, all the bubbles just went in my nose. It was, it was the effervescence just overwhelmed me. Mm. That was silly. Okay. Let me finish putting some stuff away. So now I actually want some counter space here. Um, I wish I'd have taken a picture of the dish pile from last night. It was intense. Novocaine for the soul. Okay. I feel like I remember it. I remember the eels and I remember that name. I can't bring the song itself to mind. Okay. Um, so just a little bit of Aleppo, and I'll mix that in the sauce. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that'll go well. Ooh, excellent. Okay, perfect. Maybe a little more. There's a lot of yogurt in there. And this is definitely going to get mixed in. So this heat will go a long way. It's not a lot of heat. Okay, so what do we have here? We have stuff in there. We have farro, this stuff. I think I want to melt, not melt. I want to wilt the arugula in with the farro. Yeah. Excellent, Shayna. That's great. Good that it's half a half full bus on the ride home is something to be thankful for sure. Having taken the bus to work for years and years, yes. Um, okay, I'm gonna wilt this arugula. No, I'm not gonna wilt the arugula in. I'm just gonna put the arugula in with the, yeah, I'm just gonna put it in. Because if I wilt it, it's not gonna be that great. If I had spinach, I could wilt that. Oh, I do have spinach. No, I'm set on the arugula. We're set. The arugula, the arugula is already in motion. We can't change. We can't change. We must stick with the structure. Okay. I think I think I'm ready to put some bowls together here. So, that's a good thing because it means that it's not 8 p.m. and we're frantically about to sit down to eat. It does, however, mean I'm starting to wrap up. So, uh, let's see. We need to plate. Cal 10. Um, 1 second. Okay. Sorry, I had to mute so I could yell downstairs. I've been good, Maze. Thank you for asking. All Hallows Eve. Yes. We have no special feast here or anything, but we're gonna do some trick or treating in the neighborhood. Calvin's gonna be a Hulk, the Hulk. He said he wanted to be the Hulk like 3 months ago and has not wavered. So Hulk it is. At this point, it's either the Hulk or whatever costume he can get that we already have. Because we got a Hulk costume and we're not going back. It's been worn, so now it cannot be returned. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this. Just I'm gonna put like a big smear of this on the bottom of the bowls, so that as you dip down, you're just getting sauce on everything. And then we'll put the farro. This is one of my favorites. This is from when Calvin was younger. We got this years and years ago, but he still likes using it, and it's actually like a good size for him. Um, I want to know why Ingrediology moved to YouTube. I don't know. I'm familiar with Ingrediology, but I don't know why. Exactly, Maze. I don't know why they would have moved. I mean, I know in general why some folks are doing different things with platforms at this point, but I, I mean, very honestly, for myself, you know, I'm not in a position to like. Uh, this is not like a revenue. I'm not making my livelihood off of this. So, um, I don't know. I don't want to I don't want to speculate why this specific person did. If anyone else has any thoughts or opinions, like please go ahead and weigh in. I don't um for sure. I don't know. I do know that there's been an expansion of like what YouTube is offering as a streaming platform. even in the past like couple weeks, they've rolled out a whole bunch of different tools um, and things like that. Maybe Ingrediology is also big on TikTok and like wanted to be able to multi-stream at the same time. I don't know. I I can't I can't verify anything. I have no idea. Um, I personally don't know how to find live streams on YouTube, and like I've tried. So I don't know. Kimara, thank you for the gift sub. Get off my yarn has been hanging out with us, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So for folks who are regulars here, which is quite a few of y'all, you might have noticed that I'm not talking about ads today. I turned them off. I I realized how much two things happened. Um, one which caused me to turn them off, and the other which validated that opinion. Yesterday I was getting ready for stream, and I was thinking about anxious and how anxious it makes me to watch the little ad thing tick down to like warn people that there's an ad coming, and how guilty I felt when I missed it and like kept talking or whatever, when I missed the fact that an ad was happening. So those two things happened at the same time. And so yesterday I was like, I'm done. I'm not, I don't want this anymore. I don't even want to have to think about it. Like, whatever, pre-rolls can happen and I don't care. Like, if someone wants to not ever see an ad after the pre-roll, they just have to leave the tab open. Like, that's what I do. Anyway, and I read today one of the people who does like streamer news, had a thread on Twitter all about how um, pre-rolls, uh, basically it was like if you're an affiliate of a certain size, like you don't run ads. Like avoid ads if you can because it is disruptive. And I was like, yeah, it feels disruptive. It felt disruptive. It feels disruptive for me too. So I would rather just be aware that people are getting pre-rolls like and I'm sorry and that sucks. Yeah, get turbo. Get off my yarn nose. Yeah, if you don't want to if you're like a Twitch, here's the thing. You don't have to sub to my channel, right? But if you watch Twitch regularly, like and if you find yourself subbing to lots of channels, then get Twitch Turbo. You just won't ever see any ads at all, ever, anywhere on Twitch. So if you prefer pre-rolls, okay. The point, and I think to that statement, the point that the person, this was Zach Bussey. I don't know if you guys, if you know him, you know him. Uh, IYKYK. Um, he said that the experience of pre-rolls is so ubiquitous across Twitch that that when people say it limits it, like it like makes people bounce from their stream. He was like, it doesn't matter. Like the next stream they're going to has one, so deal with it. Um, and yeah, Yarn, that was my experience too. I have Twitch Turbo, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna yeah, of course I want to do this. This is the obvious solution to being really annoyed about ads. But I get that not everyone has, the money for that or the desire or whatever. If you don't want to get it, if you don't want to have it, it's fine. I would definitely recommend it. Smells like gas. Yeah, it does. The burner was on, but there was no flame. Um, does Turbo contribute to the streamers? No. No? Okay, cool. Formal answer, I don't know. What are the toppings? So right now I put a base layer of our dressing, then some uh, farro, then a bit of arugula, then golden beets, and now I'm putting uh, the rest of the beets and the carrots on here. Golden beets, a few carrots. There's fennel over here, so I'm going to do a little fennel. A little bit of mushrooms. Mushrooms. Mushrooms on two of the bowls. Gwen's not a mushroom fan, so Gwen does not get mushrooms.
I appreciate the accommodation.
And she appreciates the accommodation, she says. I don't know if, did you hear her say that? Question to chat. Did anybody hear what Gwen just said? Did you hear her voice? I'm never sure if the mic picks it up over there. Maze says yes. Because sometimes it doesn't. And Calvin will be right next to me talking, and like I don't see the little voice meter. Heard it. Okay, cool. Awesome. It's on the record. Okay. It's on the record. Love it. Okay, so those are our toppings. And now we have just some herbs, a little dill, a little mint. And this is meant to get mixed in. So, um, yeah, mint. This is a little bit of the fennel. Rainy Nan says, I heard her voice clearly. Excellent. And then, so watch what you say over there, Gwen. They can hear you. And then a little bit of red onion. Gwen, I assume that you don't want red onion. Okay. Well, you have the option not to have it today, so you don't have to have it. And then we have a little bit of this topping. I wish this was a little waterier. Right now, it's just going to be kind of globby. I can't like drizzle this on very effectively. It's a bit. It looks. It looks a bit. It looks a bit. Looks a bit awful. Not gonna lie. There we go. Maybe that's how you drizzle it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, bowls are good. We're gonna take a photo of this and see how it tastes because I definitely put a lot in here. Um, and I think it'll be pretty good. I tried to match the flavors up, but you can't really tell until you taste it all together, you know? Um, okay, Kimbara, got it. So it just gives you a portion of like what they're using the turbo allocation. Okay. Um, I don't, I know that in the like revenue thing, you can see what you do. Good eyes. You can see the breakdown of where the channel revenue comes from. But I guess I've never really like looked at it with that depth. Callie. Okay. 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 Go ahead. Can you turn the lights on for me? Go ahead. Stop. I don't need you to do the thing. I know, I can tell. Okay. Can you for real there turn them on? Yeah.
You.
Okay. What do they say? The camera eats first?
Days don't.
Someone said that. There's like no good angle for this thing. Okay, better. Thanks, Gwen. We're good. Getting on them. Okay, let me show you what's in this bowl. And then disco lights. Gwen said she was just filling in for Calvin. Okay, so this bowl is out of focus. Maybe. That's in focus. Is that in focus? Hard to tell. Okay. Yes. We're good, Cal. Thank you.
Come here.
See, now that's Calvin. This has farro on the as a base, with roasted mushrooms, golden beets, roasted carrots, roasted fennel, raw red onion, dill, mint, fennel frond, arugula, and a dressing on top with Greek yogurt, uh, Aleppo pepper, and apple butter.
That's good.
Calvin says very good. For anyone who cares, here's my notes. That's my notes from today. That's all the notes I made for dinner tonight. So let's give this a shot and see how it is. And while I'm doing that, let's see if we can find a lovely new place to land here on Twitch. Oh, I see. Hold on, I have to refresh this page because this is like everybody who was live 3 hours ago. Mhm. Everyone says good. We like it. Dana's Kitchen. Yes. Is Dana on? We'll go to Dana's Kitchen if Dana's on.
Good.
Yes. Excellent. Okay. Let's go say hi to Dana's Kitchen. We like Dana's Kitchen here. Dana's great. Calvin really likes the carrots. Okay. Good suggestion, Liz. Thank you. Okay, so friends, there's some social links in the chat. Please feel free to use them. I use Instagram for photos, Twitter for observations, and Discord for everything else. And then Twitch for streaming. But I will be back online sometime next week. I'm not sure. It usually depends on what my meal plan is. And to that end, I haven't done any shopping yet, so I don't know what my meal plan is. But looking at the schedule, it's a pretty open schedule in terms of like my daytime stuff. So I think we'll be online a couple times next week, I would imagine. Let's start this raid off. Liz, thank you for the follow. Friends that have hung out a couple times this week, really appreciate y'all. It was really nice doing streams this week. Really happy to have you all here. Really, definitely appreciate the company. Um, Appreciate the gifted subs, the follows today for sure. Resubs today, definitely thankful for all of that. Bon appetit indeed. Let's go over and say hi to Dana's Kitchen. I'm gonna go sit and eat. So I'll say hi. I'm gonna raid and run, as they say, but that's typical of me. I hope people know that of me by now. Anyway, thanks for the time today. Thanks for the time this week, y'all. Have a good weekend. Appreciate y'all. Bye. Cal, Cal, Cal says bye. All right. All right. If you're watching the VOD, appreciate you too.